Hey, everybody, another tough day on Wall Street. This is Dr. J. Kamal and Spike commiserating. Are we
Yes, indeed.
commiserating? I know we're
Uh,
miserable, so maybe we're
yeah,
commiserating.
right. Well, if it's more than one of us who's miserable, then it's commiserating.
At least co.
Yeah,
But
Right?
definitely, I am too.
I'm not.
I'm losing a lot of
I'm not. I'm not thrilled yet. I'm not thrilled today either.
No, and it seems like I was telling you before the show that I'm doing everything wrong, but there's very
Hmm.
little you could be doing right. If your heart of your portfolio is a Mag 7 like mine, what are you going to do? Either sell, write puts, write calls, buy puts. Andrew wants to know if we're going down. It might be. It might be. We're going to look at the charts very carefully. Last I
You mean
looked, Apple, earlier in the day, Apple was sitting on the 100. It was scary looking to me. If it breaks
it's still worth looking at?
breaks below the 100, I was around 178. I think it's good for 170 if it goes below that. I haven't looked. Maybe it did. And the Qs were right near support, and so were the spiders. It looks like a tough market, very tough. And how about KRE? I think that's a good short. Can we short KRE or maybe PNC Bank? Short that one.
Thanks, huh?
I'm worried about the banks. The banks could cause the whole market to go really south. And Moody's doesn't downgrade lightly. Where'd that come from? It had to be, more to it than meets the eye. I think one of the banks,
Yeah.
USB Bank, they gave extremely negative rating. No, the same. Maybe it's the same rating, but it was the most negative of all the reviews. USB and State Street Bank. These are not little
Huh.
quick banks, These are big banks,
No,
big
they're not like
regionals.
they're not like the first set.
No, I mean, Capital One. What's in your wallet? That was one of them.
That took
We
a
have
hit.
a frozen Spike. Do we have a frozen Kamal too? No, you're not frozen. Just Spike is frozen.
It's
Spike.
nice.
Now you're moving. You're showing signs of life. We poked the Spike. Now he's frozen. Now he's not. Andrew's got something to say. Lilly and Novo Nordisk's gains with the obesity drugs are making all the insulin pump manufacturers seem like they're going. I hate to tell you, Andrew, I went in and out of tandem so fast that faster than you could say Jackie Robinson. I'm sorry I went in. Yeah, but Lilly and Novo Nordisk, the Novo Nordisk drug, I think the whole world will be on it. Anyone that had a cardiovascular event, you go on that. It's
Yeah.
better than going on a statin. You lose weight, you look good, and you don't have another heart attack or a stroke. How can you beat that? Forget
Sounds good
Lilly.
to me.
Forget Lilly by Novo Nordisk. Sounds like they got it Lilly beat. So these like the Lilly drug was the same drug that they gave for diabetes, right? You know about the Lilly drug.
So maybe
I know you're out of Lilly. You don't want to
which one?
talk about it, but
No. I'm definitely willing to talk about it because I was looking for a shot to go back in,
uh-huh.
but it just took that big jump up.
My
Um,
understanding is it's the same drug that they advertise on TV for diabetes, except 4 times the strength. Am I wrong?
Ozempic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Am I wrong, or you don't not sure?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
That's what I thought. I thought it was the same
And
drug.
Andrew's not giving up on tandem. Neither am I. I jumped into play, but what are we thinking that tandem that you know people are still going to
Oh,
have type 1 diabetes.
Andrew, Dexcom DXCM. I know took it on the chin. PODD. I don't follow it. Yeah, at least you have some Lily Longs.
At least there's from Lilly. And look, tandem may go back to 100. You never know. What do you think? Come on. Are you waiting for tandem? Or you're out?
Well,
Any
yeah.
stock can go up, but there was a guy on the radio or TV. I'm not sure where I seen him. Well, if I seen him, it was on TV. But I'm not sure if it was radio or TV. He was on one of the finance shows, either Bloomberg or CNBC or Fox. I don't remember. But he did a 30-year study from 1990 to 2020. And he found that there was out of 65,000 stocks that he looked at. I guess that's everything, NASDAQ, or the total market, basically, right? Must have been. Out of 65,000 stocks over that 30-year period, he said 2.6% were responsible for all the gains. 2.6% of 65,000. Do a quick calculation. I didn't do it. 65,000. 1% would be 650, right? So 2.5% would be 13 and 300. About 1650. Is that right? Maybe I did it wrong. I'm doing it in my head. Roughly that. Would you quit unfreezing? I mean, you got to unfreeze. Put a fan or something in your office. How do we get Spike unfrozen?
I don't know. Maybe he has a bad connection.
I think it's selling Lily. Frozen. Selling Lily too early. Look, we all made that mistake. We all sold Nevadas too early. Not Nevadas,
Nvidia.
Yeah. But Nevadas did something the other day. It popped, didn't it? I think it did. Maybe the Novo Nordisk. I get confused with all these. They sound
So
alike.
what's the direction of the market near term?
Let's go into the
SPY.
into the share screen. Into the share screen and look at some charts. That's what you want. That's what you're getting at, right? I didn't tell you about what that guy said completely. 2.6% of 65,000 stocks were responsible for the overall gain, and something like 58% of those you would have done better with a 30-year treasury. So, I mean, the odds, I don't know what that says. What's the message? Do you get a takeaway from that?
I wish I heard what you said.
Did you hear me what I said, Spike?
No, not at all. That was gone.
Oh, okay. The guy that I'm talking about said something like 2.6% of 65,000 stocks were responsible for the entire gain over 30 years, from 1990 to 2020. And that's about, if 650 is 1%, right? Mm-hmm. So it's about 1,650, 1,700 stocks.
Yeah.
And of those, 58% of those, you would have done better with the 30-year treasury.
Interesting.
So what's the takeaway from that? I mean, it's interesting, but
it says that what they've been telling you about asset allocation being about asset allocation and not individual stocks is hooey. So that what we're learning in finance school is not right.
Maybe what they're telling you is don't diversify, just go with the hot stocks.
Right. That stock picking does matter. Because they, in grad school, they tell you stock picking doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, and you're talking about
professors are scoundrels.
CPI at this juncture, it's either going to be a save the day or really the nail in the coffin, one or the other.
Yeah.
One or the other. I agree with Andrew. It's big. It's going to be big because we're on the brink of something.
We need a good day.
Yes, we need a good day. We need good news in the morning with the CPI. Definitely.
Well, what would count as good news?
Let's say a month over month, about 0.2. So that would give you 2.4% for the year. I think
That's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
And if that number is too low, then people are going to start worrying about a crash, a non-soft landing.
Well, Kathy Wood's scaring me. She's talking nonsense. I don't know if it's nonsense, but she's talking like we're going to get a deflationary recession. That's what's coming out of her mouth.
Wow. Well, she's not investing like that.
No, she's investing like normal.
Yeah, she's investing like somebody who's
Let's
enthusiastic.
Let's face it, what she thinks and what she does doesn't have to be the same thing.
That's probably true.
It's not her money.
I've been hearing people, credibly think that there's going to be a soft landing. And so if there's going to be a soft landing, shouldn't we still have like a little bit of inflation left?
Yeah, I would think so. First of all, the oil price is going up, isn't it, lately?
Yes.
That should keep inflation fears in line. It should stoke the inflation fears. 84.19. I really haven't been following it closely. It's not up that much, right?
Anything, I would be happy with anything between 3% and 4%.
I think in order for the market to really make new highs and keep going, crude oil has to come down to $60, $70 between 60 and 70. And China is underutilizing energy and other materials because they ain't doing so good.
No, I know. So that little blip in the Chinese EVs might just be illusory. There might be just some market manipulation.
Yeah,
because Neo didn't do great today.
And I heard Mike Wilson on Bloomberg yesterday on the radio, and even though he did a mea culpa, he's still talking about a retrenchment. Prices are too high and should come back to whatever he said, 4,400. I don't know. Who remembers? But he gave a number down to at least to test the 200.
Well, all right, so he's.
So now I remember what he said. At least to test the 200, which would be here. That would be today. Would be. This
test
is what
200 mean good news or test 200 mean bad?
I'm looking at the minute like it's a day.
Yeah, exactly. That looks a little fishy to me.
A minute is not a day.
No. And
a day is not a minute. Even though sometimes it seems that way.
There you go.
We've fallen out of that beautiful channel, boys and girls. Not happy. Fell out of that beautiful channel, but we're right at my support line. You see I drew that in?
Yeah.
That's where I predicted it would come down to, 443, around there. And the last show we did a week ago, right? I talked about 443. Well, we're 445. I don't know what we hit as a low. Low is 445, basically. And yesterday's low was same thing.
Where's the 200 in all of this? Which of these lines?
The 200 is what Mike Wilson said we should test. That's the black one down here.
All right, so at least he's staying consistent.
Yeah, he's saying 408. Spider.
It's a little on the pessimistic side because you have a pretty solid line right there around 403.
Right where we're at. That's why I say the CPI report is critical tomorrow.
Right.
We're sitting at freaking support. You don't want to go through it.
Yeah, it's
very important line. I'm not saying it's the line in the sand, but it's awful close to the line in the sand. Goes through that, you're looking at 431. But by the time, well, you also have the 50. So if you go through this, 441 would be the test. 50 is at 441, right?
You're gonna meet.
No, it's at 4. I can't see.
Yeah, but they'll meet it there too.
441.65, something like that. All right, so
when they meet, will they cross or will they bounce?
if it hits this 441 and change to 50, I think it holds. My bet is it holds. But if it doesn't, you could be looking at a Mike Wilson's type number, but more likely a 425 would be the next level. Well, I got a few lines drawn: 431, 421, whatever. There's areas of support on the way down, but Mike Wilson thinks 409.48.
Wow.
He says at least.
Andrew says, I don't know if that's true, but Andrew's saying that the Qs are at the 50 also.
The Qs, let's
Are the
take a
Qs
look.
also at the 50?
I don't remember. I'll have to look. But this clearly fell out of the channel, which it only did once before back here in May. Since this channel started, it fell out
Early.
once before. So we're out of the ascending channel. We could just be consolidating here at this line that I drew. I hope. Spending a lot of time with the spies because I think it's very important. I do. I think it's very important. Probably more important than the Qs, although Professor Omar would disagree. He thinks the Qs and the NASDAQ is more important. The rebalancing was interesting, but it was such a minor rebalancing on the spiders that it's hard to tell, hard to notice. Look where we are. We're at the bottom edge of the channel.
Yeah, we're at the 50 also. So yeah, so Andrew was right.
And at the 50.
Yeah.
Very critical area on the Qs, very critical area on the spies. CPI report means everything tomorrow. Everything. We want to see a number like I said, month over month, 0.2.
If you really think it's going to go below 3% annualized,
Well,
I think that would be an utter shock.
I don't know. People are saying they're looking for that number.
Well, eventually you want to get. Eventually, they're hoping to get to 3% overall, or 2% overall.
They are at 3%. Aren't we?
3%. I don't. Maybe we are, but I thought it was 3 and change.
I can't remember month to month. I can't remember day to day. But the number that I hear now,
maybe one of our audience knows what the official number is for the last 12 months.
It doesn't really matter. The number that they're looking for is at 0.2% month over month.
Okay. Yeah, well, that would be. I would be very surprised if it did that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be that surprised because people are talking about it, that number. So
yeah, I know. A lot of people seem very optimistic about this landing. So maybe I'm the one who's wrong. I've been a pessimist for the last 5 years, and look what that's got me.
Yeah. Kathy Wood, I think she and others have compared this to the 30s. This chart and where we are today with the credit crunch and all of that.
The 1930s.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Bank of America global economist Ethan Harris is comparing it to the 90s, 1990s, not roaring 90s. And that would be better.
Somebody smart on the news was saying that things are so different that it's hard to make any kind of comparison.
Yeah, and the economist from MasterCard is saying that.
See, every time the market goes down, it's so easy to speak negative. Like if people start competing with each other, talking negative outlook.
Yeah, true. All right, so basically the bottom line is nobody knows. That's what characterizes Dr. J and our guys, because we're the first to say we don't know.
Uh-huh.
Nobody really freaking knows. They say they know, but then they speak out of both sides of their mouth at the same time. It's like,
well, looking at this picture. I mean, what is this? Is this 3 months or 4 months? What is this picture?
The beginning of the channel was March,
March.
beginning of
Okay.
March.
So this is a year-to-date channel, a
March,
year-to-date picture.
March
I mean,
20.
if you
March,
looked at if you
no,
looked at this picture,
March is 2 months in. 2
no, I'm
months
saying
in.
the whole picture. If you looked at this whole picture, wouldn't you say that a correction was in order?
Yeah, well, a correction definition would be between 10 and 20%. I would say a pullback, less than 10%.
Okay, fair enough.
So from the top,
A pullback, that's fine.
I called from the top over here. I said if it pulls back, it'll probably pull back about 5%. So where was it then? It was at 388. Is that 5%? 388 take away 19. No, let's take away 18. So 370.
Almost 5%. Yeah.
It's a little bit more than 5%. We're already. This is a decent, for me, a decent pullback.
Oh, so this pullback is consistent with. So you're saying this channel still holds?
For now, even though it might be slightly, today's candle might have dipped us slightly below. The 50 kind of caught us, a safety net. How's that?
You see the middle of that big green candle in the channel?
Big green candle in the channel, but back here,
No, in the middle of the channel, right in the middle.
over here,
That one.
yeah, that one.
What would the middle? What would the middle of that channel look like?
High of 350, low of 340, so 345.
Okay. All right. I mean, it seems to me anyway that that's when things started to get really. If you even split, if you notice, you split the range.
Yeah.
So there's no,
So that's true. Things started to go south when it broke through the upper half of that channel.
So,
when it started trading in the bottom half of the channel, it's when trouble began.
So that might be an important inflection point in terms of the technicals.
It might be, because it's also approximately the high of this candle in 518, which is 338.
Well, the next one, the next high just before the jump.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying in terms of if you're looking for any places, and that actually is right now.
All right. So here's the story.
That is around 100.
I have to give my best interpretation. My best interpretation is either we hold right here. If we get another red confirmation candle, we're probably going down maybe to the 100.
Yeah.
343. Right around.
Whoa. I'm with you there. And being the pessimist, that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I think we could get a more not a pullback, but a correction. Right now,
that would be an official correction, you're saying.
I think so. That would be like
340 from
388 to 343.
8%, 8 or 9%.
40 points, about 10%, right?
Oh, okay, 40 points.
Yeah, almost.
From 360 to 340.
380. 388.
Oh, right now. I see what you're saying from the top. Okay, yeah, 380. Right, you're right. Absolutely right. I'm sorry.
388 to 343. 45 points. So it's more than 10%. It would be correction. Regardless, we don't want to see a big red candle tomorrow. That would give me big jitters.
Remember, I have some SQQs I need to cash in on. So.
Well, you probably. What about the rest of your portfolio?
The rest of my portfolio, I'm going to hold like I hold everything else, except when I get stupid.
You don't care if it goes down. All right.
For a little while. I mean, look, if things need to fluctuate naturally, then let them
First of all,
fluctuate.
you shouldn't be holding S anything.
Hey, you're probably right. There are smarter ways to accomplish what I'm talking about.
Never hold.
Not having to short the market.
Never hold those 3 times ETFs.
I know, but you told me only hold on to them for a couple of days, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they're good for. I sold my CRISPR.
Andrew saying that Disney just posted mixed results.
The chart got very ugly. I just said, screw it.
It's funny. Andrew says Apple should buy Disney. I was thinking Disney should buy Apple, but that's
Disney should buy Apple. I don't think so.
No, he says Apple should buy Disney. I don't disagree. Think of all the content.
What kind of messed up chart is this?
Oh, is that CRISPR?
Yeah, looks messed up. I called the upswing on this flag, bull flag back here set up, but I didn't get out quick enough. I didn't get out till like 53. So where did it bottom? It bottomed at 48.25. Ugly. CRISPR just fell apart. The chart is ugly. Tried to come back and failed today. I don't know where it's going, but I just said not for me. I can't stay with it for. It looks to me like it's going to $43 offhand. You see this area of consolidation? I'll even draw it in.
You mean even lower than the bottom of your
lower than
the bottom of your uptrend.
Yeah, $42, right about that.
Wow.
A lot of support. So that's where I think it's heading. That area. I got out. Look, I could be wrong.
No, but you're probably not. I mean, it is very, very volatile lately.
I certainly was wrong with Capricorn. I got out below where it's trading now. It went crazy up after I got out. So you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Look at that candle. That's sub candle, right?
It's hard giving up a jump like that.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? I just got disgusted holding my bio drex. I should have been a little more patient. I like this one a lot, so should have been more patient. Remember, Mankind, we said looked like a good entry point. Sure enough, that took off.
Right.
So there are some biodrex that are defying gravity. Not too many. I want to look at.
Could you look at TGTX for me for a sec?
TGTX collapse. I will. Atra. I got to look at Atra for Rod. Rod watches all the time, and he's a really good guy. So shout out to Rod. Sure. And look at ATRA. Hopefully we have something positive to say about it. I know it collapsed today, but we'll look at it anyway. Apple is right on the brink. You see the 100?
Yep. Very
clear. You get a red candle fully below that without any piece of the 100, and you could be looking at a Mike Wilson 200 at 160. It could be. I mean, there's other areas of support in between, but
yeah,
that stands out. There's like a lot of space, for it to fall.
There's a nice flat line right in the middle of your channel.
This channel could get undone. This channel could get undone very quickly. This whole game, half of the game could be erased in a few days. It could be 160 in a few days. Get a weak CPI, a hot CPI, a hot PPI. Who knows? This whole thing could go boom. Not boom, bust.
Could you check Tesla for a second?
What do you want me to do?
Chart Tesla.
But the good news is this might be the bottom, sitting right at the support. So tomorrow we'll tell the story. I just bought
Tesla.
I sold LIT and I bought Tesla and AL.
I still have BCR XKT.
So how's my Tesla doing? Down on the
That
day, of
doesn't mean
course.
anything. I hold everything.
Perfectly good time. That's what I said. I've been off my game lately. Although it's kind of difficult to be on your game when you're heavily invested in the Mag 7 and the Mag 7 is sick. It's got the croup. The croup, is that the good analogy?
The croup.
The croup.
Good enough for me.
I think it's got the croup.
Could you do the 3 months chart for a second on Tesla?
Yeah. Let me make it a little tighter.
So you see where it stops? Do you think
Yeah, you're right at support. Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
There is a gap. There is a gap to your left.
Yeah, I see the gap fill is like begging to happen at 2.25.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to point out.
Very good. I'm glad you made us look at that.
Yeah.
Kamal is becoming an expert chartist.
Since I got that T-shirt, man.
It's in his blood now. It's seeped in.
The Dr. J shirt, he's wearing that. He's got my powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
that little patch on the right is a.
it's kind of like a freaking magnet. That candle. It's saying, "Please fill this gap," much to our chagrin.
Yes, indeed.
And there's another gap below it.
Kathy wouldn't like that either because she's.
There's another gap below it here at 221. It's full of gaps. This chart.
Dr. J, you're out of BCRX, right?
Out of what?
BCRX.
There's a little
Yeah,
conversation
out of
about BCRX going on.
Let's look at Rod's atra. Another bio-drug.
Yeah, I still have tons.
APLS.
Rod, I'm very happy you're doing better. And it doesn't matter so much about atra. What matters is your health. So, that's the important thing, Rod. Hope you don't have too much of this. This is a nasty red candle today. Well, I want to look at the little longer range here today. The good news is it's right at this double bottom, or just above it anyway. So whatever the bad news was, maybe it was. We test this 176 range and move back up. That's the optimistic point of view. You break through that 176 range, then you're looking at support at the low. I think this is probably the lows of the year, although I don't know. Not on the yearly. But you're probably looking at a drop to 144. So with a break of 176, I'd be looking at 144. But just like the rest of the stocks we've been looking at, maybe this is at support now. So everything is like hanging on the damn cliff. This is a cliffhanger market. We should rename it cliffhanger. Cliffhanger stock market. Did I write anything else in? Bitcoin?
XRE, ALB, and the Atra.
KRE?
XRE.
This is the banks.
No, what is XRE? What is it? Did you mean KRE?
I meant KRE.
Okay.
The banks, regional banks. I mean, Moody's downgrade scares the hell out of me. Today was just a tiny little nothing day. But if you look at PNC, the other day was pretty volatile. And USB was even very volatile, I believe. Today was more than a nothing day, down 2%. I'm scared of these banks because this could be the black swan. In fact, it's not even a black swan because we've known about it for a while now. So I guess it's not a black swan. It's just black, but not a swan. Or maybe it's a swan and not
a swan because we've seen it before.
Or maybe it's a swan but not black, or it's black but not a swan. We knew about it.
It's a raven.
It's one way or the other, But it's scary, very scary to me, this Moody's downgrade. Yeah, let's look at USB. Not bad. It recovered fully yesterday. It sold off quite a bit from the day before and had a huge recovery. What was the trading range? High of 40.3, low of 37.7. That's nearly $3. And it finished at the top, and it only gave back a little today. Do I press the sell button on this, even though I don't own it? What happens if I press the sell button and don't own it?
Short it.
I short it. Yeah. I'm thinking of it. I don't know which one, PNC, this one, or KRE, or none of them. Just be happy if things work out. I'm tempted. I haven't shorted anything in a very long time, but this one for protection, I don't know. Maybe not. How about the bigger banks like BAC? They go down or?
Yep.
Yeah, down from its high of 32.50 to 30. I mean, they're not collapsing yet, but I think these charts have to be looked at.
I mean, yes, I heard about the downgrades, but why would anything? If we're talking about tapering off on the interest rate increases and a soft landing, why would the banks be suffering?
Well, look at it this way: you're a depositor, and you can get in your brokerage account at Merrill or Fidelity or wherever.
-4.
You can get 4% in your money market.
Positive 4. Yeah, right. Okay.
In money market, and in the regional bank, you're getting whatever 1.75%.
So regional banks have CDs also.
Well, yeah, you can get CDs. I don't know. The argument I hear is the money markets are competing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Better rates, and
Fair enough.
and then they're losing relative to what they could be getting with new money. They're losing on their old money, right? The principal is going down. They're mark to market. Is that what it's called? Mark to market.
Yes, mark to market.
So they're mark to market. They're getting F'd. It's not Q'd. It's F'd.
Yes.
Bitcoin is my last hope. It's been holding like a son of a gun. It doesn't want to go down at 29,000, 28,500, whatever. It's respecting that level. Bitcoin has been trading very nimbly. Nimbly?
Very good.
I don't know if that's the right word. Resiliently.
Holding tight.
Well, you're right. I guess if you want to look at this picture, it would look more like resilience than nimbleness.
The trader of Bitcoin is the nimble guy, namely me.
Namely you, because you go in and out like this. You're like the wind. Dr.
Yeah, I got out of all my Mara a little too quick, but I bought more HUT and more MicroStrategy. Why can't I draw a straight line? It's not letting me. Look at this. I keep hitting the straight line, and I go right up there, and now it did it. So from about 31.5 to 28.5, we're in that zone on Bitcoin. So it's you're not getting hurt if you own Bitcoin. Look at it that way. Not getting hurt. It rallied from 16,000 to over 30, and it's holding very stubbornly to 28,500 level.
Yeah, Roblox in particular, Andrew.
You're really not getting hurt. I think Bitcoin, I have exactly 1% of my portfolio in Bitcoin related plays. It's not a lot, but you know, it makes me happy.
Well, if things go your way, that 1% will be 2% soon. Without you
Maybe,
doing anything.
maybe. I think personally, everyone should have 1% of their portfolio in Bitcoin. It's a
Well,
good
right.
hedge. But my opinion,
Not Ethereum. Are you a bit? Are you a Bitcoin purist?
it's just an opinion, right? And what about our
Yeah,
opinions?
they're,
Strictly
they're,
our,
they're all yours.
no, they're strictly our own and not investment advice. We're not investment advisors.
Opinions are like
All we are, I'm going to quote some nasty SOB on Bitcoin. All we are senile old farts.
Dr. K, you see that bottom channel?
Yeah,
And you see it, right?
yeah. Should I draw it?
Yeah.
The trend line.
It's that T-shirt again.
I'll draw it. I'll draw it.
it's giving you eagle eyes.
Come on, why is it? Lately, it's given me a hard time with the drawing. It's mad at me with the drawing. Nice trend line. 3 hits. 3 hits does a trend line make.
Yeah.
Very
And
nice.
it's a long one.
So even if it got, let's say down here it hits the trend line, that'll be 28.5. It's consistent with that 28.5 level.
Yeah.
So what's the moral of the story? Buy Mara, which I sold. Buy Hut, which I bought. Buy MicroStrategy, which I added to. Buy back Mara if you sold it like me. That's the moral of the story. XBI sucks. I'm really fed up. I'm really fed up with this doggone BioDrek. You never heard me talk so negatively about the BioDrek before.
I've lost tons of money the past 5 years.
I can't remember the last big winner I had in BioDrek. Other than, yeah, I guess I can. Sava, Anovis, but it seems like ages ago.
Yeah, well, like I said, if that's if you bailed, then you didn't go back in.
Yeah.
If you did like our
Well,
old
I
friend,
did. I bailed, but I did go back in at higher numbers.
right? If you do what our old friend Jake did, you'd say, all right, it was a winner.
Yeah. BCRX hurt us. I mean, BioDrek has been mainly painful. I had a very quick win a while ago in Biopath, BPTH. I went into the gym, and an hour later, the stock went from something like 4 to 84. I sold on the way down in the 70s. But how often does that happen? You know,
That's rare. Only with you.
it happens, but not too often. And meanwhile, you get stuck holding stocks like CRISPR that slow grind down. And eventually it'll be good. I like CRISPR. Capricorn, I'm kicking myself. And the one I held, of course, is not doing well, Dermatech. Intelia is doing okay, I think. Did we say enough? I don't know. I've been rambling.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
43
long-
minutes. We're well over our quarter.
I've been rambling. I'm like worked up today.
Yeah.
Worked up.
Yeah, they were talking about BCRX and some of the other places that got hit in particular today. So, some people still, keeping the faith, but like the advice was, if you're going to stick with it, average down so that if it does make a bit of a move, you got something.
What happened
And
to
Roblox took a hit today, and that was sort of a
it?
piece of the bad news.
It imploded.
Yeah.
I gotta think about buying that one. I mean, all my grandkids do nothing but play that game. What else was down? Andrew's got a list.
Yeah.
Oh, All right, let's end on a bright note. Better day, CPI good, strong comeback day tomorrow. How's that?
That sounds much better.
Much better. Hasta luego. Ciao.
Bye bye,
Take care.
everybody.
Bye.